Hi friends, welcome to BookBug Storytime. Our story for today is Different, Same, written by Heather Tekavec and Pippa Curnick. We are all different as can be. Take a quick look, it's easy to see. The zebra says, I gallop. The bumblebee says, I fly. The ring-tailed lemur says, I leap. The tiger says, I prowl. But look closer now, we all have stripes. The tiger says, I live in the jungle. The walrus says, I live in the Arctic. The wombat says, I live in the forest. The dog says, I live in a house. But look closer now, we all have whiskers. The walrus says, I'm blubbery. The elephant says, I'm wrinkly. The warthog says, I'm bristly. The narwhal says, I'm smooth. But look closer now, we all have tusks. The lion says, I stalk. The horse says, I race. The warthog says, I root. The bison says, I roam. But look closer now, we all have manes. The rhinoceros says, I'm leathery. The rhinoceros beetle says, I'm shiny. The bison says, I'm shaggy. The impala says, I'm lean. But look closer now, we all have horns. The turtle says, I'm a fast swimmer. The rhinoceros beetle says, I'm strong for my size. The lobster says, I have big claws. The clam says, I burrow in sand. But look closer now, we all have shells. The ant says, I tunnel underground. The grasshopper says, I hop through the meadow. The lobster says, I walk underwater. The butterfly says, I flutter in the air. But look closer now, we all have antennae. Antennae is a word that means the pair of long feelers on top of their head. The blue jay says, I'm blue. The butterfly says, I'm yellow. The bat says, I'm black. The flamingo says, I'm pink. But look closer now, we all have wings. The bat says, I squeak. The cat says, I meow. The bear says, I growl. The snake says, I hiss. But look closer now, we all have fangs. The chameleon says, I perch. The snake says, I slither. The tortoise says, I plod. The salmon says, I swim. But look closer now, we all have scales. The hedgehog says, I curl into a ball. The pufferfish says, I puff up. The chameleon says, I change color. The urchin says, I cling to rocks or reefs. But look closer now, we all have spikes. The dolphin says, I'm sleek. The pufferfish says, I'm spiky. The squid says, I have many arms. The penguin says, I'm black and white. But look closer now, we all have flippers or fins. The squid says, I swim backward. The jellyfish says, I drift. The snail says, I slide. The star-nosed mole says, I dig. But look closer now, we all have tentacles. If you look close enough, it soon becomes clear we're not as different as we first appear. How many animals can you find that have spots, have webbed feet, are furry, have beaks, have no legs, make good pets, live in the ocean, live in the forest, have 6 or more legs, might live in your backyard, you would not like to touch? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more stories. Bye, friends.